Hey everyone, and welcome back to Jewelry Sales Training. My name is Stephanie Bosch, and if you're here for the first time, welcome. If you have been with me a bit longer, then welcome back. If you're new, please feel free to subscribe. I post videos every Sunday, try to, and looking forward to having you around. So today I would like to talk about the whole sales process again and the art of closing a deal. And I say art of closing a deal because, yes, again, this won't be a quick fix answer or solution. So if you want, get yourself a cup of coffee. I have Jungle Book. So cute. So if you want to get yourself a cup of coffee or whatever, do it now because I can't promise you we will be done super quick. Simply because this is really important if you want to be a good salesperson or want to make money. So, going back to the question on how to go from showing the jewelry to closing the sale, making the customer purchase it. And this should be, and I say should because I know it is not, it's often very awkward, at least for us as a salesperson, sometimes for the customers, unfortunately, too. But this should be a very natural process. And the thing is, I spoke in the last video about limiting beliefs and money mindset, about where are we sabotaging our own behavior, where are we in our own way, where are we getting in the way of our sales. But I think it's also important to talk about the process and all the whole philosophy of selling, because you are selling the whole time, in fact. And if you only start selling the moment the customer likes something, has tried it on, and you then want to move to the till, that's way too late. This might work, if someone's really desperate, that's all right, they're gonna buy. If you want to have long-term relationship with customers, if you want to have happy customers, if you want to have customers that recommend you and your jewelry to other people, then you don't want to get into this state of mind of now selling and I'm gonna hot sell now. This just is not good service, and it just doesn't leave a very good impression. And it also has this, in German would say Geschmäckle, which means it leaves this tiny, just a bitter kind of taste in your mouth. It's not in your face awkward, it's just something wasn't quite right. And yeah, often also, there are salespeople, they're the most generous, nice people, and then the moment they have to close the sale, they become this pushy, weird, robotic individuals. I don't know if you've ever seen this, or maybe you're one of those yourself. It's kind of weird. You can see how they tense up, how they become this, oh God, now I have to sell kind of mindset. And I don't know, it's just weird. So I hope after you've watched this video, we can get you to a state where you have this natural flow, this natural process of selling, and being comfy, and also making your customer comfortable the whole time. So having said that, let's start. How does a sales process usually look like, right? So you are selling already before the customer even tries anything on. So it doesn't matter if you're in a store or whether you have a market stall somewhere, or whether you're at a fair and you just have a stand. It doesn't matter. Even if you're selling online, it doesn't matter where it is, right? You are... All right, baby. My dog just barking at the cat next door. Hang on. Okay, back. So it doesn't matter where you are. You're selling already before the customer even enters your store. And this means, again, no matter what kind of store it is, right, online or whatever, the first impression does count, and there is no second chance for a first impression. You might get a second chance to make a better second impression, but there is no second chance for the first impression. So you want to get this right? This means a tidy shop. The displays are pretty, beautiful, straight, clean. There is no tangled necklaces. There is no tarnished silver. Nothing, right? It's all polished, it's all clean, it's all beautifully looking. So that's the first thing. If it's online, then you take also beautiful pictures, no shitty lighting or anything. You want to have it beautiful. You want to have it you know, like you want to create this appetite for your stuff. You'd be like, oh yeah, that looks good, right? So this is already where you start selling, or like where the whole marketing kind of bit starts selling for you. Then you have the first interaction with the customer. This usually starts with a smile. You'd be like, you know, switched on. Maybe not like as obviously, but you're going to be switched on. You have a friendly smile. This means also if you are at a and this like literally freaks me out so much. If you're at a fair, or like I've seen that on London Fashion Show, right? So I mean, I live in London, so my friend is a model, so we went to London Fashion Show, and there was like an area where they sold jewelry and quite nice pieces. And I mean, I just really didn't get it. So it was after the show, and it was in a bar, so the time people would spend looking at jewelry was quite limited, because people were mainly there to see the show, to see like the fashion, and then have a drink and go to the next show that was happening somewhere else, right? So it's quite a limited amount of time when people would browse, go to this small corner and have a look at the jewelry. Still, there were so many designers trying to sell their jewelry on the phones. Like, what the heck are you doing on your phone? Like honestly, they weren't greeting anyone. Like, seriously, this just totally made me freak out. I'm like, what is going on? So please do yourself a favor and do not hang on your phone. Like, that's just not okay. I mean, yeah, if you're employed, you anyways get paid to, you know, do the work. So, you know, your time would probably way better be spent if you practice selling jewelry, or if you clean something up, or if you have to be on your phone, then at least put it down when someone walks in. Do yourself the favor, because you just really look unprofessional, and it just creates this whole awkwardness around, you know, oh, I don't feel comfortable. And for me, this is, if someone is like not wanting to be there, I literally don't buy there. Like, you know, there's so much stuff I can order online, even if it's not the same. I go somewhere else, and if I can get it in another store, I will. I literally am one of these people who just walk out of a store if the service is that shitty. Sorry, I mean, most of you probably might now hate me. But yeah, so this is anyways where the sales start. So if you want to hate me, then please hate me, but I'm not backing up from this, because service is just like so important. I mean, we're talking luxury, so yeah, do not compromise on this. So this is a first impression, right? So I mean, and this was the minimum standards. I just said like really like the minimum need to have standards for first impression. Then you have the customer interaction, and this is where you go into the need analysis, and this is crucial, because if you get this right, you don't have to hard sell it at all, because you are literally serving exactly the customer's needs, and the customer will want to buy anyways what you're offering, because it actually, if you get it right, is exactly what they're looking for, right? And I'm just going over this quickly, because otherwise the video will just go way too long, and I'm happy to do a separate video just on like client need analysis. But it's like these questions you would ask, like, you know, someone says, I'm shopping for my wife or whatever, you'd be like, okay, is it for a special occasion? What does she usually wear? What kind of metals does she like? Does she prefer silver or gold? You know, looking for a necklace. What kind of budget are we looking at? How much money would you like to spend, etc. So you know the first few questions where you get a feeling of what the customer wants and what is off limits. So if the customer says they want something for like £200 or less, you wouldn't show them necessarily something that is £1,000. You can do, but you know, what are the chances if there's like the gap is that high? I mean, obviously you have the option to show them something that is slightly more, no problem, but you know, you want to have an opportunity or like a solution for that problem that is somewhat in their range. So, you know, this is like the customer analysis. And if they then say, whatever, you know, she likes silver, she likes minimalistic style, and I'm looking for a necklace. Okay, so you have already the 3 points, right? Then you can get closer to, are you presenting the right items? And this is where the customer then bonds with your jewelry, where they get the feel, okay, also bond with you, because this is where you introduce like the feeling of, oh, am I get you right? So you want to make sure you show the customer understanding for their needs, for their person, for their personality, for their wishes. You get what they want. You basically just get what they want. You have listened, and you do not treat them like with a standard approach. No, you tailor down to what they want. So every customer is different, right? So if you get this right, you know what the customer wants, then your chances will be already so much higher than if you just try to not serve them at all and then just try to close the deal. So then the customer's trying this on, and you can start to ask probing questions. So you will ask, obviously, when you do this need assessment, you're going to ask a lot of open questions. You collect information, right? And then you ask more like closed questions. So you are looking more to get a yes or a no, depending on, if you where you are at the process. Like, you want to figure out, am I on the right track? And how likely will the customer be purchasing the item, right? So probing questions. And if you ask those probing questions to see how much the customer likes the item and how likely they are to purchase it, then this is already where you are starting to close the deal, but in a very smooth way, right? So the actual closing will then just be taken away, because you don't have to close anymore. You just have to take a payment and gift wrap it. And the customer says, oh yeah, I think this is the one, or they're quite likely to say, oh yeah, that's the one, or let's go for this one, or oh yeah, I think that's totally her style, or she could combine it with her necklaces, whatever, right? So they will answer already for you, most likely, the questions, and also like close the deal for yourself. So you get totally away from pushing, and you get into like a pull kind of position where the customers has the desire to purchase, and you just be like, okay, I'm happy to help. I'm just here to serve you. So do you see how you literally just switch the position, so you no longer have to push for the sale, because you are just there to serve them, because you did the first steps right. Okay. So then when the customer says, yeah, okay, I guess that's the one. I mean, if it's a present, and if they're not 100% sure, of course you can push a bit. You can also be like, okay, you know what? We might not do depending on your policy, right? But you might not do a money back guarantee, but you can always be giving away gift receipts or anything. So the customer has the certainty, and this is what most of us like, certainty. We don't want to make risky decisions, but decisions that are feeling safe and where we're feeling happy with. So you give the customer the support. You say like, you know what, how you described her to me, I'm pretty sure she's going to love this item. But, if you prefer, we can also do a gift receipt. So you're 100% on the safe side. If this would not be the item of her choice, or if she, have maybe already something similar, whatever, right? Then she can exchange it for something else. And then you obviously state the terms. And that's it. You know what I mean? That's like easy peasy done. And then you just go into asking them. You're not walking away yet. You're asking them whether there is anything else you can do for them. And I'm not talking gift wrapping here, because obviously, yes, that's a given, right? But you can still ask for another sale, right? So you already earned the trust of the customer. They're happy to go forward with it, right? So you'd be like, okay, if that's the one, I'm going to keep it here. Is there anything else you would like to have a look at? Is there anything else you need for maybe another birthday present? Did anything else catch your eye that you want to have a closer look? You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to open up again the sale you just did, but you can open up to something else, right? You could also mention either like, opening up the sale you would only do if you have an upsell. But I think if the customer is happy with what they got, and you got the budget right, etc., fine, right? So I would leave it where it is. But then you could also show them they got a necklace, maybe matching earrings, maybe matching bracelet. And this doesn't mean they have to purchase it now. It does not mean you have to be pushy, right? But opening up, serving the customer, showing them opportunities of what there is. Because he doesn't have to get it for the birth. I stick with our scenario. So he's getting a present for his wife or girlfriend. You know, he doesn't have to get it. But, I mean, coming like Christmas, coming around, birthdays, another birthday, maybe anniversaries, childbirth, whatever it might be, right? Or just to treat herself, she might want to come back for earrings. So he can just let her also know, oh, you know what, they also have matching earrings. I wasn't quite sure if you would like a matching, like, you know, not everyone likes a matching pair of earrings with a necklace. But, you know, this opens up opportunities to stick with like one whole collection. And I mean, if you work for a bigger brand or if you own a bigger brand, often customers gonna like one certain style and they're gonna get more items of this style. So, you know, you just lay the foundation for the customer to come back, okay? Then you just take the payment, you ask the customer how they would like to pay, whether they want a gift wrap or you just gift wrap it, depending on how you usually do it, how you usually hand over the jewelry. And this again will depend on whether you work in a store with a bigger brand or you work in a market store where you might just put it in a box and, you know, hand it over. But again, we're talking luxury, so you still want to do it like in a nice way, right? But yeah, that's it. It's not that complicated. It's not that difficult. And it's basically the same for a more expensive item, like whether it's fine jewelry, whether it has a couple of diamonds or one diamond or gold, or whether it's silver, you know. I mean, I'm not talking here like super cheap, like £3 necklaces. Like that's not usually what I would work in or like what I'm specifying in, because yeah, this is like buying groceries, so you just get it, like, right? And if it's on sale, you just get it. Like whether it's a silver necklace, a simple silver necklace, or whether it's a gold necklace with a couple of diamonds. For some, a silver necklace, like with 9 to 5 sterling silver for whatever, £80, that's a lot of money. For others, it's not. For others, it's impossible to even imagine buying a necklace for £7,000 or for like £14,000 dollar if you're in the States. But you know what? For others, it's still like a lot of money. It's cheap. It's a bargain. So again, if you haven't watched the video on like own money mindset and how we, you know, based on our own thinking and judgment of what is expensive and what is not, if you haven't watched this video, I would highly recommend you to watch it, because this will make it so much easier for you to get into the sales process and to just offer it just completely normal, because to you it should not really make a difference whether it's a fashion item or a fine jewelry item. I mean, obviously you would have like different probably you will have like different standards on like how much time you would spend with the customer, what kind of treatment they get, etc. But for the customer, if they spend £80 on a necklace, yeah, you can do this a bit more like quicker, the whole process. But the experience should be the same, because you don't know if they want to come back and spend more money, right? Or if they're gonna tell someone who is capable of spending more money and is willing to spend more money. You don't know, right? So do not judge the customer by what they are paying. Just do great service, and to you it should not really matter. I mean, obviously it does matter because you're probably getting paid in commission, or if it's your own brand and, you know, you sell some millions of higher value, yeah, you know, you will probably be happier, but it should not make a difference. If you can sell like many items and fashion jewelry, you will still hit your commission. So just do yourself and your brand and the customer the favor, and yeah, just deliver great service and do a proper need analysis, because then it will be so much easier for you to close the deal or let the customer close their sale themselves. I hope you found this helpful, and Yes, again, as I said, I would probably do some more videos also around like the process, um, different techniques, or like especially mindset, because I think it's so crucial. But yeah, I hope this answered your question. And if you have any other more questions, please feel free to pop them in the comments. I will see you next Sunday. Take care. Bye.